You're listening to the Headlock Talkover podcast, where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling with Jack and Jeremy.
Hello and welcome to the Headlock Talkover podcast, a podcast where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling. Welcome to our 25th episode, Jack. 25 episodes we've done of this.
Bloody hell.
I know. We'll be covering World War III, 1997 by WCW. Day before Thanksgiving, and that came out in November, so we thought, why the fuck not? 3 rings, triple the fun, right?
That's how that works.
Definitely. Before we kick into the main show, we're going to cover the upcoming Survivor Series pay-per-view and predict all of 3 matches, triple the fun. And then we'll talk about the news, I guess. What of those matches do you want to start with?
How quickly is Gunther going to beat Damian Priest?
Not very quickly. You say this every time Gunther has a match.
I know.
You said this at SummerSlam as well. You was like, Gunther's just going to beat the shit out of him and that'll be it.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be a good match.
Yeah.
Priest isn't winning.
Not a chance.
I'd like to see him as heavyweight champion again, but he's not going over Priest, not now.
Mm-mm.
But he's done a really good job of making the build-up to this seem like important.
He's done a fantastic job. He's had a hell of a year.
Yeah.
Damien, since winning the title in the first place, he's had an amazing year and he's completely turned things around. Because I was so sure when he came up from NXT, I was certain he was going to be future endeavoured within like a year.
Yeah.
And he's been world champ. He's been trusted with celebrity matches. Mm-hmm. He's just completely proved me wrong, and I'm actually really happy he has.
And saying that, he's knocked everything out of the park.
Yeah.
So like world champion, like the build up to him being world champion was a bit like, and then when he got it, it was like, yeah, you know what, fair play, he's done really well.
He also managed to make a family of Welsh farmers look really good. So
yeah. I forgot about that.
What a hero!
Oh,
what a hero! But Gunther's winning. That man is holding that belt until Mania, I reckon. Maybe the Rumble, but probably Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Because someone's got to knock him off his perch. Who that'll be is a different question.
I would imagine Braun.
Braun's a good shout. It might not be for a while if it is Braun, though. He still has the IC belt. And,
well, yeah.
I mean, Cena might face him. Brock might come back and face him.
That's the match that Gunther said in interviews that he wants. Mm-hmm. He wants Lesnar.
But they got to find a way to. They got to find the time to bring him back, I think.
I mean, it's Lesnar. You could just bring him back the Raw or SmackDown before Mania and be like, I'm challenging you, and that'll be it. That'll be enough for everybody.
They could do it January 1st, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
We'll go for the Women's War Games match, I think. So we have Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Naomi, Io Sky, and Bayley facing Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae. This was really thrown together, wasn't it?
Well, Jade is injured. Apparently quite badly injured.
What, like actually injured?
Yeah.
Because they did write her off TV on SmackDown by throwing her into a car, but...
Yeah, that's to write her off. Apparently it's like 3-4 months out. Tag titles, man.
Yeah, no.
Like, what?
The irony of this happening, because there's actually a segment in World War III 1997 involving Bill Goldberg. Do you remember it?
No.
So the camera goes backstage with Jade and she's just lay there on the car. So we don't know what's happened to her. She's just there lay on the car.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's the Mongo match, isn't it?
And Mongo has attacked Goldberg backstage. And I still picture the same thing because I say it later in the episode. I just imagine Goldberg just got in his full ring gear and then just had to lie down and not do anything else. And I imagine Jade did the same thing. All that time getting herself ready because she's face up as well. So she's done her makeup, everything, full ring gear, just to lie on a car with a smashed window.
Commitment to the bit. You got to do it.
I just find it absurd. Find it absolutely absurd. But yeah, this is completely thrown together. We got like you're feuding.
And Candice LeRae is there.
Candice LeRae is there too.
They couldn't find anyone else.
I can't remember who she's helping. She's on the side of somebody, but she's kind of there, isn't she?
Team Face.
Yeah, I think Team Face
and Io.
Yeah, Rhea and whatnot.
Apparently, Io's a face now.
I'm trying to think of who would get pinned on either side. I think Naomi would be the only one they'd pin on the face side, and Candice would probably be the only one they'd pin on the heel side. So
Bayley could take a pin.
don't think she should.
Well, no, she shouldn't, but she could.
Nah, it'd be Naomi. But I think Candice will take the pin. From Rhea, maybe. Nice headbutt with a plastic mask.
I'd like to see it, but if she fractured her orbital bone, didn't she? Yeah, maybe no headbutting if the orbital bone is still healing.
I mean, she gave a liver headbutt on Raw, so...
Right you are, yeah, shut me up.
Yeah, I think it could very well happen. Dashing Rhea Ripley.
So who are you going for?
I'm going to go face as well.
Alright, I'll go heel then.
Because that's the one that's kind of... Well, I mean, both the War Games matches are kind of up in the air. They could go either way. But... Yeah, I'm sticking with face. We'll go for the men's one then. Last match we've got. Roman Reigns, Jay and Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn, and surprise fifth entrant, CM Punk, will face the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Big Bronson Reed. What do you reckon?
I said to you privately a while ago, didn't I? I reckon it'll be CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
And that was ages ago.
Yeah, I was so sure it was going to be Seth.
The fact that it happened, I was like, I swear to God. I'll take my check, please, WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't look past the fact I think this is to set up a feud between Seth and Punk moving forward.
Right.
Punk took Seth's spot. Punk will do something with Reed, and yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Team face.
Okay. I have gone team heel.
Oi.
So I've told you most of my thought process in private, so I'll try and unravel it here.
Mm-hmm.
The main detail for me is that after Paul Heyman returned on SmackDown and announced that CM Punk would be the fifth member...
I already know what you're going to say.
He was literally wearing Solo's attire. He was wearing a blazer, like a suit jacket, with a red t-shirt underneath, the same as Solo. And I think that's an indicator of things to come. Sami Zayn has reason to turn heel. CM Punk has reason to turn heel in this scenario. I mean, I think it'll just be those three like stuck as the underdogs and being outnumbered in total. And I think they won't be able to overcome it. So I think the Bloodline are winning because Zayn and Punk and Heyman, or any combination of those three, will turn.
Fair enough.
The other problem is that because of the Survivor Series coming up, we've pretty much covered everything of note that's happened this week in WWE. So all we have left to discuss is AEW Full Gear, which happened the night before we recorded this. So let me just get the results up. I think we should start by pleasing the algorithm. Rizzler. That's where I was going with that one.
Yep.
Don't know who these people are, Jack. I'm too old to know who these people are.
Yeah, I don't know.
But have you seen some of the numbers they're pulling for AEW?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think on Twitter /X, the announcement of the Big Boom AJ match where he faces QT Marshall and the Rizzler will also be there as special guest timekeeper, is their third most watched video in the whole company.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
10 million views for a couple of people I'm too old to care about.
Yeah,
I mean, if it works and gets eyes on the product, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Even if I don't care who these people are. Let's go from top to bottom here, I think. The 4-way tag match. Great choice to open the card, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of interesting action here. Crowd fucking loved Magnum and Floyd, the Outrunners.
Yeah,
they are incredibly over.
They're going to be next. And then Private Party are going to fall into that forgotten thing that seems to be... It's like a conveyor belt of tag teams where someone will get popular, they'll lose the belt, and then they'll just drop off and be forgotten about.
You mean like exactly what's happening with the Acclaimed right now?
100%. Yeah.
Although, you saw their entrance, like Max is the one to turn heel, it looks like, in this scenario.
Yeah, he's probably better suited as a heel, isn't he?
Yeah, so as soon as Max finished his rap while coming down the ramp, he just threw the mic across the arena, and Bowens had to go find it to do his bit of the entrance. So Max is definitely the one, I think, to turn. And it's going to be a shame when that happens, but it has kind of run its course. And, I mean, Kings of the Black Throne were there as well, and cool as fuck as always. But no Private Party retained their tag team championships, which they bloody should have done because they've had them a matter of weeks. Maybe they hold them until Revolution, possibly, but we'll see. They're bloody good wrestlers, and I'm happy they've got a chance.
What are the ass boys doing?
Nothing. Oh. I think I said this to you in the last episode. I was like, they've just forgotten about the Guns.
Yeah. Get them to NXT.
Yeah, definitely. Sean will know what to do with them. We had MJF facing Roderick Strong. You correctly predicted in the last episode that Adam Cole would not be involved in this match in an official capacity. Two of probably the best in-ring workers they've got in the company facing each other, so it was going to be a solid match. But MJF came out on top as we pretty much predicted. I still don't know where the storyline's going with the Undisputed Kingdom and MJF. It feels like it's just running in place at this point, I think. But I don't know where it's going to conclude.
I don't know how AEW have managed to make MJF so cold. He was one of the hottest wrestlers in the industry at one point.
Yeah.
And now he's just another guy on the card, it seems like.
Hopefully this is just a lull before he rides another wave, because every wrestler does it from time to time. It's just making the lull work, which I don't think this is quite working at the moment.
I don't want to blame Adam Cole, but Adam Cole is not the Adam Cole he was before.
No, it's not the Adam Cole I remember.
There's no to use a term that the kids use now, there's no aura to Adam Cole anymore.
No, not anymore.
There used to be, it's Adam Cole, and you'd get really excited about him. I mean, I've seen him wrestle in person when he was part of NXT, and there is something magnetic about him.
Yeah, certainly.
I personally don't feel that anymore. It's just, it's Adam Cole.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him main event All In with MJF, and the crowd were red hot even then, and that was just over a year ago, and now it doesn't feel like anybody cares.
No. Adam Cole strikes me as one of those people where he's might have got a bit complacent. Maybe because he was so high up on the card and because he had that aura, he sort of took it for granted and went, oh, that's just going to be there forever then.
Yeah, it's possible.
And I know it's too easy to say, yeah, he doesn't work out anymore, and all of the stuff that people have been saying about him, but it's kind of true.
Yeah, we don't know the guy, so we can only speculate, as can pretty much anybody who doesn't know him personally. But the signs are there, and it's worrying.
Also, I've never put fake tan on before, but you can see it rubbing off in the ring when he's wrestling.
We've had a few instances of wrestlers doing that. I distinctly remember us covering a match where John Morrison covered the ring in fake tan.
Oh yeah, it was Eminem, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was our first ever episode as well. That was a year ago we did that. Insane.
I mean, what can you say really?
I think next up I'll go for, it's going to be the match that annoyed me the most, because I think it was the wrong decision as to who won, and that was Mercedes Moné successfully defending her TBS championship against Chris Statlander. I'm starting to lean towards your way of thinking now, Jack. Moné's starting to bore me.
Mm-hmm.
And Statlander should have had that opportunity to elevate the TBS championship a little bit more. Because it doesn't look like they're ever going to give her the world championship anytime soon. And I think they're planning for Moné to move up to that division, so why not now?
I've said my piece on Moné in the past.
I know.
I don't get it. I think in WWE, she was a big fish in a small pond. And then since leaving WWE, it's sort of proved that she needs the sort of creative machine behind her to work.
Yeah.
Left to her own devices, I think she sort of believes her own hype.
Yeah, and we kind of know that Tony really operates things differently.
Yeah.
To how Paul Levesque does it, in that it's pretty much Tony's way. And Paul's a little bit more malleable in terms of taking on board people's ideas and adding them to the fold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't want this to become WCW 2.0. I really don't. But we will see on that one. Another result that surprised me was Jay White defeating Hangman Page. I don't know much about the match, but I was so sure Hangman was going to win. I think Jay is now 3-0 or 4-0 against Hangman. So Hangman's going to become this really angry version of himself, like he did with Swerve. But hasn't gotten super violent yet.
No, I don't know where they're going with it. I must admit I don't watch AEW that regularly, so I'm not sure. I mean, I'm glad that he's grown a mustache now and doesn't look like Chris Benoit anymore.
It's a fucking great look. I will give him that. It really adds to the insane look that he's going for.
This is going to sound really stupid, but he looks really grown up.
Yeah.
I think you can take him seriously as a wrestler.
He is roughly our age, so yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, shall we go for the trifecta of surprise results? Because Kyle Fletcher beat Will Ospreay without any interference, clean as a whistle as far as I understand it. I think Ospreay is just putting over one of his friends that he sees a lot of potential in.
Ospreay's already a proven star at this point, so why not make a star out of someone else?
Yeah, I think because I think the problem was Kyle Fletcher being part of Aussie Open. He was just sort of there along with his partner, but breaking him off from that and making him feud with Ospreay can really show us what he can do on his own. And considering Will Ospreay's a pretty solid promo, Kyle held his own whenever they were in the ring together. So he's been impressive on that front. It's where the feud goes from here, because they're going to have a match or two in future. They've recently announced the participants for the Continental Cup, and Ospreay and Fletcher are on opposite leagues. So if they win their leagues, they will face each other for Continental Classic Championship or whatever they call it.
Nice.
So that's definitely a possibility, but there's another couple of interesting names in there. I know Darby Allin's in there as well. And he's on Ospreay's side as well, so at some point in the future we're going to get Will Ospreay versus Darby Allin.
He won't get very far in that tournament.
You don't think?
No, I can pretty much guarantee it.
Because he's winning the World Championship?
No.
Okay, we'll get to that.
No, he's going to get murdered by John Moxley. But
I'd love to see it.
That's neither here nor there. You'd love to see a murder?
Yeah, I'd love to see a murder. John Moxley loves a good murder.
He does. He does.
Another one you got right. Daniel Garcia finally got his singles championship in AEW by defeating Jack Perry, making him tap out as well to, I believe it was a sharpshooter. He has a lot of submission finishes.
Yeah, I can't
I'm pretty
remember.
sure it was a sharpshooter that did it. Either way, fully deserved. There's your thank you for re-signing.
Exactly. And I think it's going to lean in on to that the EVPs and what are they called, the Elite.
Yeah,
all losing their.
So it's just Okada standing now with his Continental Cup, and he's not in. I don't think he's in the Continental tournament, so he is going to lose it, and the Elite will have nothing.
Yep.
So,
which will maybe lead to Omega coming back. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, they haven't done Omega versus Okada yet. I think that's just a matter of time, isn't it? We got All in Texas coming up soon, but I think that's too soon because he's still in Japan. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm quite curious to see what they do with the Elite. Then the International Championship match. Konosuke Takeshita defeated Ricochet. Ricochet's position in the card is going to be quite interesting, I think, over the next year. Because he's had a few really solid matches, but he's won one out of like 4 or 5. Like any high-profile ones anyway. I think he lost against Ospreay 1-on-1. He lost in the triple threat that gave Takeshita the title in the first place.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
And now he's lost to Takeshita in singles competition for the same belt. So I'm not sure what they're planning to do with him, but the vision isn't clear at the moment, and we both know how insanely talented Ricochet is.
Yeah, I mean, Ricochet, I don't think is belt material, especially not with the roster that AEW have. His position on the card, I think, is going to be match of the night. You know, no belts involved. It will just be a good match for the sake of having a good match. Because you could literally pair him. You could just point on there and be like, "You'll have a good match with them." Like Shelton Benjamin versus Ricochet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think
just pick anybody on Malachi Black versus Ricochet, because there's a history there.
There
actually,
is a history
isn't there?
there. They're a tag team. I believe they were NXT Tag Team Champions.
Yes.
I think this is exactly the reason why they paired him with Logan Paul as quickly as they did, because I mean, you can trust Ricochet to have that kind of match.
Mm-hmm.
Paul was quite athletic in his own right.
Mm-hmm.
They were to steal another wrestler's gimmick, they were a human highlight reel between them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, totally see that. And Takeshita is a very good fit for that as well because he's athletic, but he's also big.
Yeah, and he's sort of proven that he can have a good match with anybody at this point.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just the talking side of things that he struggles with, but with English being his second language, it doesn't surprise me. And he's still got Callis, so...
Exactly, yeah, and who better than Callis?
Yeah, exactly. But I don't want to see this match again. I think Ricochet should move to something more interesting. Maybe something with more stakes than a belt. Something a little more personal. Because AEW tend to do well with really personal looking feuds.
Yeah.
So it's just a case of who would bring that out of him. Because Ricochet's got a reputation of not being the best on the mic.
I think he's serviceable on the mic. But AEW have got a lot of people that are very good on the mic.
I think MJF could get something good out of him down the line.
Yeah, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? But then who'd go over?
Probably MJF.
That's
the problem, isn't it? Okay, and then we had Bobby Lashley in his debut AEW match defeating Swerve Strickland by technical submission. So knocked out, I'm pretty sure would be.
It was
Hurt Lock.
Hurt Lock, wasn't it? And
Swerve passed out.
Yeah, I think that's what a technical submission is.
Because he ain't gonna tap, is he? Not Swerve. But it's exactly what we expected. I mean, you thought it was going to be an absolute squash.
I did. Yeah, I for some reason I thought that Lashley would have just jumped him from behind and just absolutely murked him.
No, I just didn't see that happen. Not with Swerve. I think if it was somebody else, I could have seen it. But Swerve, one of their highest paid wrestlers now, they're not just going to make him look like a jobber in that regard. But it went about as I expected. Swerve coming up from underneath most of the time, but just not getting enough to beat Bobby. Do you think Bobby enters the title picture in the next year or two?
Hard to say.
Because I had this really random thought where I felt like an absolute idiot. Where when I was watching a clip of Bobby turning up in AEW, and I was like, oh, it's nice that Bobby decided to join a different company. And then, I just went, oh yeah, fuck, he was TNA champion like 3 times.
Yeah.
And then the main event, the hope among hope that Orange Cassidy would beat Jon Moxley, but it was not the case. Exactly as you predicted, Moxley beat Orange Cassidy, retaining the World Championship. I just wanted to see it, man.
I think at best you'll get an Orange Cassidy sort of character switch.
I think they're leaning towards that. I mean, he's wearing black denim now, so it's getting there to that point.
Yeah, everyone was wearing black on this card. It was weird.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What I found most interesting about this match was the aftermath itself, though. So after Moxley pinned Cassidy, I got to remember the order here because it was a fucking clusterfuck. I think there was a brawl between the conglomeration and what are they called again? The Death Riders. Mm-hmm. That's what that faction is called. I think the conglomeration came out on top. Christian Cage comes out in an attempt to cash in his contract to get a title match for Moxley. Hangman comes out and like half stops him, and you can't really hear it, but Cage goes, "Don't worry, I'll give you a chance when I win it." That's exactly what he says, and Cage is like, "Yeah, okay then," and then goes to walk away, and then Jay White comes out to stop Cage, and I said to you, I think it was yesterday when we were talking, that I'm not sure if Jay White's a face or not at the moment.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Because I think Page is a heel. Cage is definitely a heel.
The heel.
So having a heel stop a heel from winning a championship feels strange. Having a heel promise another heel a championship opportunity seems strange. Considering the fact as well that Moxley and the Death Riders are heels, it's really strange. A heel cashes in on a heel stops him, and then maybe a face stops him as well. That's what really confused me, is the dynamic between them and the way that it happened.
Mm-hmm. And then they got to the back, and someone decided to crash a car into the car that the Death Riders were trying to get out in. Darby Allin gets out of the car.
Yep.
Which, by the way, wasn't a stuntman. It was actually Darby Allin crashing a car into another car. Rein him in. Like, he is going to kill himself.
They're not going to rein him in. They're going to give him that world championship.
He's going to do himself a mischief.
He already has many times.
That's what I mean. Save it for the big things.
Like pay-per-view.
Not even, like, not any pay-per-view. Just, yeah, I don't know. I think he's an absolute nutcase in the best way, but he needs someone to go, not all the time.
Yeah.
Just save it.
Yeah, I think the two people you can compare him to in terms of this kind of thing are Jeff Hardy and Shane McMahon.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember how often they did these stupid things. Jeff Hardy did do it quite a lot.
It wasn't on a weekly basis.
No.
Like Darby Allin seems to be doing.
Not doing it on weekly TV. I mean, that Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy match that happened, that was on Dynamite. Where he jumped from the top of a ladder onto a pile of chairs that Jeff Hardy happened to be lay on.
Yeah,
They want to put on a spectacle, but yeah, he does need a little bit of reining in. I still think he's going to become the next world champion now.
I've got a random one that I think might take the title off Mox.
I'm listening.
Eddie Kingston.
Oh, that's a good choice. Where the fuck has Eddie Kingston been?
Broke his leg, didn't he?
Did he break his leg? That's fine. He's excused then.
But I think they might run through everybody, and the match that they could have, I mean, it's not going to be a technical masterpiece.
Nope.
But there's a lot of history. It can get very, very personal, and like you said, they do really well with personal things. Both of them on the mic. You've got the Claudio thing going on because they have a real life beef they can play on. There's so many moving parts.
Yeah, that's actually an excellent shout. But how far is he from coming back? That's the question. I think. Who
knows?
But we think of the people that they're going to run through first. So if we dismiss my idea, and so we'll have Darby. I'm assuming Ospreay would be on that list at some point. Adam Cole could be on that list at some point. So that's three perfectly serviceable contenders for the World Championship. Omega may get another chance at some point.
Yeah.
Because Moxley and Omega is obviously, they've got their history as well.
Yeah.
So he was the one to take the title off Moxley in the first place. So there's options. I think Eddie Kingston would be a fantastic one to do it. They've got to get him on TV to build him, though. If he's been away for that long, he needs that build. I know people love him instantly.
Yeah, one promo and you'd be a believer.
Yeah, but that's a big story, having Eddie Kingston win the World Championship. That's huge for AEW. They can't just have it happen within like a month or two. I think it's got to be a long burn.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I like where your head's at. That's for sure.
Oh, one other thing. What did you and me did something yesterday?
We certainly did. Keep an eye on our Instagram because we're about to upload a couple of pictures and videos that we took of watching Kendo Nagasaki's final ever match at the age of 83, breaking a world record for the oldest masked wrestler to have a match.
Absolutely surreal. Like, as we sit here in 2024, you and me can say we saw Kendo Nagasaki wrestle.
World of Sport legend, Kendo Nagasaki.
Absolutely mental behaviour. But, yeah, I mean, it was an 83-year-old in a wrestling match. It wasn't like...
I mean, he was surrounded by young men to carry most of the wrestling work.
Yeah, so. Still a complete... It was really surreal for me. I still can't quite get over it.
But we had a lot of fun. Look out on Instagram where we put up what footage we managed to get at this the event in London. But until then, enjoy this episode. Give us a like, a follow, a subscribe. Let us know what you think of this episode and what other pay-per-views you'd like us to cover in future episodes. Enjoy. Jack, what the fuck is this?
Death Stranding, apparently.
Yeah, it looks like something from a 1990s like RTS.
It's mad, isn't it?
Like Command and Conquer back in the day.
It's very Borderlands.
Yeah, a lot of nuclear imagery. While trying to pitch that, there's going to be 60 people in this big match at the end of the show.
We're doing WCW World War 3, by the way.
It is World War 3, the 1997 edition. That would make it World War 5, right? Because I think it started in 95.
That'd be 5 rings. You know what? 3 rings and then 3 rings above them.
That's one way for AEW to tackle their attendance problem. Just fill the arena with rings.
Off to a flying start.
Yes, we are. All right, so we have Tony Schiavone, Mike Tenay, and Bobby the Brain Heenan on commentary. And Bobby always in top form. And I think we're with a relatively fresh Mike Tenay because he's happy to be there. He's not serious like he is in TNA.
Watch his face whenever he thinks he says something funny. Because he just goes,
I didn't notice this. I'm going to look out for this now.
And Brain looks like he's trying to remember whether he's left like the oven on or something. Yeah. He's just staring off into space.
Yeah, so for context, the World War III match, it'll be 60 people in 3 rings. And it's like a Royal Rumble, but it's not top rope, it's any rope. As long as you hit the floor, you're out. And whoever wins gets a title shot later down the line. And for this particular one, it would be either Hogan or Singh they're facing.
You see today's face there? He said something and I went, God, I'm so clever. Sorry, it's completely butted.
It's all right. I was pretty much finished anyway.
It's a smart thing to do, being eliminated when they hit the floor, because from like a logistical standpoint, if you see someone on the floor, you know they're gone.
Well, I imagine
you don't have to go. Sorry, what rope did you go?
Yeah, I have to imagine there was probably trademarking issues anyway, because the Royal Rumble we're like 7 years in at this point, or 9 years in actually.
I was hoping to see Glacier's entrance.
Nope. Him and Ernest Miller come out together, despite them having very contrasting styles. They just come out together to Glacier's music, I'm assuming, because that does not sound like an Ernest Miller theme song.
Ernest Miller had Somebody Call My Mama.
That was it.
Yeah. No, Glacier had one of the most expensive entrances in WCW.
Really?
At one point, because... Are you familiar with that character at all?
No.
Oh, God.
I just understand it's quite shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Sub-Zero knockoff.
Oh, yeah. It makes perfect sense.
Like the long and short of it. But his entrance had a load of lasers and stuff coming out. And
it's ironic you say that, though, because Ernest Miller looks like the Mortal Kombat character with him shadow like boxing and capoeiraing in the ring.
Yeah. It was during the height of like the NWO, there was a storyline called Blood Runs Cold that was going on, and that was Glacier and Mortis.
Okay.
And it was like running at the same time but completely separate from it, and it was actually really cool if I remember. It was weird and it was really hammy. And it went on for ages.
Yeah. Much like this pay-per-view.
This theme they come out to as well. I was waiting for it to kick in. But it's just like a whistle.
Yeah. And it's Meng and Barbarian. This is the second wrestler we've had on this show called Barbarian, and they're 2 entirely different people.
That's not the Barbarian.
They refer to him as the Barbarian many times. And then we've got another appearance from our good friend Meng.
Yeah, they're billing him as they don't feel any pain.
That's how you get to be the true head of the table, right, Jack?
Yep. I had it in my head that the Faces of Fear were the Barbarian and the Warlord. I don't know why.
I've only seen either of those two once, and that was on the Royal Rumble pay-per-view I covered with you. And they are interchangeable in my head. I can't remember which one was which.
Yeah, fair enough.
Meng is so powerful, Bobby Heenan. You're absolutely right.
The guy playing Glacier, I can't remember his name. Ray something, I want to say. He was a pretty legit karate guy.
Right.
You can probably see by the kicks and stuff. And he was a big guy as well.
I don't know if I'm mad or if my memory is just terrible, but he looked a bit like Brian Christopher.
I need to have a look at him again. It might just be the bleached blonde hair.
Possibly.
Look at that. Meng stands up and looks at Ernest, and Ernest just goes, ah!
Just looks at Glacier and goes, you want some of this? Can I tag you in, please?
I do not.
Because we only covered one Ernest Miller match up to this point, didn't we? And I think it was with Canyon.
Yeah,
Where
he
was stalking Ernest's partner, who I can't remember who it was now. But it was kind of creepy.
Paisley?
Maybe. But it was kind of creepy, despite the fact that it's kind of well known now that Canyon was gay.
Yeah, I think the Brian Christopher thing is just you being a bit mad. I think it's just the fact he's got bleach hair.
Yeah, that must be it.
Also, I like the fact earlier on it said, God, Ernest Miller is so quick, and then he does the slowest jumping double axe handle you've ever seen. That dive.
That was quick.
And it's almost like they got these dives the wrong way round. Because, like, Glacier does one. But it's not as good as Ernest Miller's one.
Nowhere near.
It should have been the other way around, I think. Although it should be impressive, because like I say, Glacier's a big guy. So doing a dive is really impressive. And he's doing drop kicks and all sorts in there. But, yeah, Ernest Miller springboarded off Barbarian. Or Meng. Who was it? One of them. I don't know.
I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
Could be either one.
Oh, good.
Bodes well for the pay-per-view, doesn't it?
What's that sign say? NWO is...
Buff, tough stuff.
Oh.
I think.
Okay. So, Meng Haku is from Tonga, isn't he?
Yes.
What language do they speak in?
I honestly don't know.
I don't know what's native to that. I thought it was Samoan, but...
Yeah, I wish I could tell you.
Is it Tongan? Is that its own...
it could be, I'm not sure.
I've got no idea.
I'm not sure if it is a language. But obviously, Meg's finisher is the Tongan death grip. So.
Yeah. He does was it a Tongan nerve hold, or did they just call it a nerve hold? I can't... Crowd go mad for that spot.
That is not something I want to be taking. Those two just clubbing at you. No, thank you.
They just wail on him for about 3-4 seconds. And you see Glacier just go, fuck! What are they talking about Polynesian sports for?
Maybe Tonga's in Polynesia. I'm not sure. And talking about their background.
It's when they start going on about rugby, don't they?
Oh, yeah. Tonga do have a rugby team. Bet they are tough as fuck.
I said that in my head like Cool Runnings. Again, with the 90s references.
Yeah.
Was that 90s? Cool Runnings?
I think it was 1990.
It's got to be 1990.
I think it was 1990, yeah.
I haven't seen that film for so long.
It's just so good. Such a good film.
Is anyone in it, like, of merit?
John Candy.
Is John Candy in it?
John Candy's the coach.
I'm gonna look at the cast.
I don't know who else is in it. I know one of the characters is called Yul Brenner, which they kind of laugh at because actor is called Yul
Brenner. Hilarious.
Yeah, John Candy's the only one I can remember off the top of my head who's in it.
Yul Brenner was in the original Westworld
film. I don't know Yul Brenner. I just know the joke.
No, I don't know any of these people.
I kind of know Raymond J. Barry. I think he was in Flubber. So he had a whale of a time during the 90s. Yep, just John Candy.
Yeah, I don't know any of these people.
Which means he was the only one who got paid anything for that film.
Yul Brenner, Russian actor. What was he in?
That might be a new record for us.
He was the android gunslinger in the original Westworld.
That might be a new record for us looking shit up that has nothing to do with wrestling. It's the first match, Jack.
Hello, says Brain. What?
I think because Glacier was trying to back away from Meng and ran into the Barbarian. Meng got high for that elbow.
Yeah.
Shame he missed.
God, looking at Meng's terrifying. Glacier's like punching him in the ribs, and you can literally see him mouthing, one more. One more. Look how long Glacier is. You telling me he can't reach Ernest Miller from there?
He can. He did.
Yeah.
Just took him a while to sort of move. Oh, he's so quick.
I mean, that clothesline was pretty explosive.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't know if it's like capoeira or any kind of kickboxing that he's got the background in. But he's very flexible. Is Ernest Miller.
Yeah, it looks quite taekwondo-y.
Did Ernest Miller just give Jimmy Hart a Hadouken? Because it looked like
Don't worry about that.
And there's the death grip, the tongue and death grip, and Haku pins Ernest Miller. And he won't let go. Ref, stop telling him to let go. Or he'll do it to you.
The ref's just there counting like you do with a naughty child. Like, put the biscuit back. 3, 2... Except for it's not a child with a biscuit.
It's a big, scary man.
And he'll eat your eyeball.
What's going to happen when you get to 0, ref? I'll tell you. Nothing.
He's going to eat your nose.
You are the biscuit now. My God. Yeah, they repeat that powerbomb spot and fucking hell. That's some strength. Anyway.
Look at that computer.
I'm more concerned how DDP looks like a youth pastor because he's got the chair backwards. He's got a backwards cap on. He's got the tattoos. He looks just like a youth pastor. He's got 2 watches on.
Did he?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure what was on his right wrist was a watch. He had like an old Casio style thing. And then like a really tiny thing, like a lady's watch. Ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, Disco Inferno.
I mean, credit where credit's due, he's living that gimmick.
You've got to.
She's loving that.
The cameraman found the only woman who's really into this. That is a lot of signs.
Shaky booty? That's the booty man's gimmick. That was awkward, wasn't it? Just shove a camera in this lady's face. She's like trying not to see the camera, but it's like here.
Yeah.
Like,
Get it away.
Sting Muck Hollywood, it says. I really like Siren, that Saturn's music is just a siren.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. But did he have something similar in WWE? I can't remember.
It had a siren running through it, yeah. And I love the fact they just jump over the guardrail.
Yeah, because they all just chill in the crowd. They never go into the locker room. They just sit front row and that's it. So yeah, Saturn versus Disco Inferno for the TV title.
Let the stretching begin, says Raven.
What are you stretching, Raven? That's what I want to know.
Humans. He's an interesting looking guy, isn't he, Saturn?
You want to know something I've never seen before? Him have any hair. I'm so used to him being bald. It's so strange seeing him have hair.
We've covered a thing with him with hair, haven't we?
I think he was bald in that show because it was Greed or something. No, it would have been like late 90s. He was part of Raven's Flock, but I'm pretty sure he'd shaved his head by that point.
I can't remember.
Perry Saturn, as I understand it, is actually quite a sweetheart as a person. Or am I completely wrong in that?
I know he disappeared for a long time because he had fairly bad addiction problems, and I think.
But I never thought he was a bad person.
No,
but he's a scary looking man.
Yeah, he's like an ex-army ranger, isn't he?
Mm.
So he's pretty. But yeah, he's I think it's his build.
Yeah,
because he's short, but he's really stocky, and he just looks.
Those are the 2 words I was gonna use to describe him.
Yeah, he looks like he'll rip your head off. And then they gave him a mop.
Yeah, he's got what I would call granddad tattoos. Saturn. Just some scattered ones that you would have seen once upon a time that have faded because they're that old.
Yeah, I was trying to look at them. One was, I think, it was a horse with an axe.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
He's also wrestling in jeans, which doesn't really help the fact.
Jeans and a really tiny belt.
Yeah, like really thin. Like it might be like a fucking extension cable.
Yeah.
Mr. Man in the Crowd, you are not Hulk Hogan. Shave that mustache.
I love
Jesus.
I love the fact that the camera goes right up to him when he goes outside, and he looks at the camera, and you can tell there's a brief pause when he goes, "Shit, I shouldn't have looked at the camera," and then he has to say something, and then he goes, "What are you looking at?" And then I think he does it a few times in this match. But it's you can see the moment of realization on his face when he just goes, "Oh, I'm looking right at the camera." The guy's like, "Give me a high five." He's kicked the guardrail. Shit.
So that's a no on the high five. Every single fan he just walked past then on the outside was just hyping him up.
There's a lot of 316 signs in the crowd.
I think this is... I'm thinking time-wise. So we're late 1997. We're in November 1997, which means Shawn Michaels has, I think, just had the Hell in a Cell match with Undertaker, where Kane debuted.
Right. God, and we're watching Disco Inferno versus Saturn.
I don't know what else was on that card. I can't lie to you. I just know that was the main event of the show. There would have been... I think it was right at the end of November, because obviously Survivor Series is also in November, and we know what happened at Survivor Series 1997. So this also means at this point Bret Hart had just joined the company.
WCW.
Yeah.
I think there was a no compete.
Mm-hmm. No compete.
A no compete.
Yes.
No compete clause. This suplex.
Oof.
He's got that like perfect build for suplexes,
It was his bread and butter, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was submission holds and suplexes. That's all you ever got out of Saturn, really.
Saturn's belt keeps coming higher than his jeans, and it's really weird. That's weird as well.
Yeah,
So
seeing him do a moonsault,
yeah.
yeah. Perry Saturn is not the time to do a moonsault.
Off the middle ropes as well. I enjoy the fact that with Raven's flock, they don't get involved in the matches. Raven just stands there.
Because he's just judging.
Yeah. Being judgy.
Like watching from the belfry, right?
A weird backslide as well.
Yeah,
isn't it?
he sat down for the backslide.
Down. Oh, is this where he does that weird crossbody?
Yes. Yeah.
What is that? Why? Why would you do that?
Yeah, so Disco Inferno was kind of crotched on the ropes, and Saturn crossbodies him, and they both fall to the outside. That's an accident waiting to happen.
It's almost like he had the idea in his head, but he hadn't thought it fully through. If I put him here and crossbody him, that'll look really cool.
Yeah,
but
I'm just going to do it.
Like, there's no way for me to land that's safe.
Or Disco Inferno.
I've just got to commit. There he is. Billy Kidman.
Yep. And a bunch of others.
So that I think that was Lodi that he just
Lodi?
stunned. Yeah. And I think that was Lodi's debut. Like, that's what's so cool about the flock. They just like appear every now and then. Yeah, I'm trying to remember all members of Raven's flock. So there's Hammer, Lodi, Saturn.
Yep.
Thank you, Mike Tenay.
Yep.
Sick Boy.
Yeah, sounds right.
Kidman.
Other than Raven himself, that's all I know.
And I'm pretty sure Scotty Riggs joins them as well.
Yeah, I don't think he's at this point, though.
No, because Raven's fighting Scotty Riggs.
Oh, yeah, he's trying to recruit him, isn't he? Yeah. We'll get to that, though.
Hammer would become Van Hammer. I don't know if you're familiar with...
I am not.
I don't know which way round it is, to be fair. I don't know if he's been Van Hammer already.
There's the Rings of Saturn, and it is over. That cannot be fun to take anyway.
I'd really like it if after that match, Saturn just goes and sits back down outside.
I'd love to see that, actually.
Just sits there really sweaty in jeans.
Whenever I see the Rings of Saturn, it reminds me of a really random moment that I don't know if you remember. Did you ever watch the Cruiserweight Classic?
Yeah.
So do you remember when Zack Sabre Jr. faced Noam Dar in the Cruiserweight Classic?
No.
So there's a moment right at the end of the match where Zack Sabre Jr. has Noam Dar in what is essentially a Rings of Saturn. And Dar's holding on. And Sabre Jr. puts so much pressure in it. I think Dar's shoulder pops out of his socket. If it didn't, it looked like it. And Sabre still didn't let go and started headbutting it as he was submitting.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Absolutely ridiculous spot. We'll have to watch that for the podcast at some point, particularly since Daniel Bryan is commentating as well.
Oh, he was, wasn't he?
And we're backstage with, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. More hotline business.
You can't make out any of that number, can you?
1-900 9 something 9 9900. I think.
I don't.
But we're not doing that again.
No, we know it doesn't work now.
So you would call the hotline to find out who's in the match later tonight. Okay. Or I could wait.
I also love the fact he's hyping the match up and then just calls Big Show over like he's a kid. He just goes, let's pretend this man isn't twice your size in every dimension.
He's some interesting facial hair as well, the Giant.
Yeah, it's very 90s, isn't it?
I never remember him having much facial hair. I remember the weird point where he was at his worst shape, where he just had the
goatee.
Yeah, the little goatee going round. But that was about it.
So Giant's selling a thumb injury.
Ooh, fake stitching on his hands.
Is he talking really quietly because he's too tall for Gene to reach?
Nope. But he's just talking quietly. He's also got a bit of a lisp, which is strange. I've never noticed that before.
Maybe they just need a better pop shield on the
Maybe.
on the mic, or yeah. There we go. There we go.
How can you tell me, Gene, that he's not happy, to say the least? Is it
he?
the menacing glare?
He. So this match was.
It was one of the very, very many matches on the card. Yuji Nagata versus Ultimo Dragon. If Ultimo Dragon wins, he gets 5 minutes in the ring with, was it Sunny Ono?
Yeah.
Cool. This is one of those matches where you really need the context.
Yeah.
And we don't get given the context.
God, there's no pop for Ultimo Dragon at all, was there? Apart from those fireworks.
I mean, he also had a very brief stint in WWE where I don't remember him getting any reaction from the crowd as well. So, was he Cruiserweight Champion in WWE? I think he might have been.
Pass. Yeah, I'm not familiar with
Yuji Nagata.
Yeah, at all.
Shockingly, neither am I.
Yeah, when I looked down the card and when I watched this in preparation, I did think this is going to be a really good match.
It's a good match on paper. But they don't tend to send anyone from Japan over to WCW. So
there's a sign in the back that says "Bean is junk."
Lots of in-jokes. I think there's a lot of people who just wanted to see themselves on TV.
Yeah.
Because this is before modern technology where you could just see anyone, anytime, anywhere. So it was a real novelty. The chance to be on TV. Whereas now you can record anything and put it online. Isn't that right?
Yeah, it kind of, I thought, a weird match placement for this match. You sort of want something like this on first.
No, I don't think so. Because
No.
they don't care enough about these two for it to make any difference. I agree you should have this style of match, but it needs to be two people you care about. And as we've seen, the crowd do not care about these two in the slightest.
Yeah, and this is quite story heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, there's obviously a reason Ultimate Dragon wants 5 minutes in the ring with Sonny Ono, but I can't be asked to find it out.
I can't tell whether he's speaking Japanese or English.
I think that was English. I think he was saying something about Ultimate Dragon touching him.
Okay.
Benoit, the best thing going. Okay. All lowercase, all Times New Roman.
Yeah.
Way to get creative with your sign.
What year was this? 97?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, probably.
I steal cable.
What does that say? $27.95 plus financing fee.
Wild.
And it's better than the Benoit sign. It's all coloured and...
Mantis engrave all trophies. That's some entrepreneurism right there.
I love it. I love the fact that the crowd are obviously very cognizant of where the camera is, and whenever they see the camera, they all rush to put their signs up because they're so floppy, and they're like, struggling to get them up.
It's because they're just staring at the Titantrons that show whatever the hard cam is, so they know when they would be on. Ridiculous.
Yeah, the crowd aren't giving them anything, are
Nope.
they?
You see the people coming back from a piss.
I mean, I think there's something going on in the crowd because they're all looking that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are standing up, and I mean that suplex looked rough.
Yeah. Ultimate Dragon landed on his head. It's just so. My wife thinks I'm deer hunting.
That's the most American thing I've ever heard in my life. This guy in a Korn t-shirt as well. Have you seen him?
Nope.
This guy here.
Oh, yeah. There it is. You could mistake that for an NWO top if you're not really concentrating.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. White font on black t-shirt with scrawly writing.
Someone has done the Ric Flair problem again. They put woo Ric Flair, but they put an H in the woo. So it's who Ric Flair.
Or maybe that's it. Who? Ric Flair!
I'll tell you something. There's only one interesting thing about this match, and it's the ending. Did you notice what happened to the ending?
The ref counts to 4.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so weird, isn't it? Yeah, I rewound it as well.
I did as well, just to be sure.
4? That reverse chin lock, I thought it was a sleeper hold.
It is a sleeper hold.
What is the difference?
There you go.
There we go.
Thanks, Tony.
Thanks. Can always rely on Tony Schiavone. Daddy Tony. What?
There's a different Daddy Tony now, and you know it.
Yeah, but the crowd just don't give a shit.
Yes, Tony, they don't give a shit.
That's weird. Dragon did the suplex on
Nagata.
Nagata, and Nagata gets up first and just starts stomping on him.
I'm hoping I misread that. I think it said buff for Heisman, which is a trophy of some kind, I think, in America. But it looks like buff for He Is Man.
He is a man.
One of the crew members is wearing an Austin 316 shirt. That's what it is. Absolutely not.
Which one was that?
Not Ed. He's on the right-hand side when you're on the hard cam. It's on that side they're looking at now, but he's moved.
Unbelievable.
Not in my wrestling show. How have they not noticed that and immediately put him in an NWO top instead?
A lot of headlocks in this match.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of headlocks. And nothing is more exciting in a cruiserweight match than a headlock.
I don't think Nagata's a cruiserweight. Dragon, definitely.
Yeah. One guy trying to get the attention of the camera just by going... I don't know if Nagata's doing this because he's trying to get the crowd in and they're just not giving him anything. Then he just goes, what, him? Him? Oh, fuck it.
Let's finish this match. Oh, my God.
Interesting little backflip he does.
Yeah, it was barely anything in. That could have gone horribly wrong. And the crowd giving him something now. Now that Dragon's kicking the shit out of Nagata.
Oof. Those look nasty.
Yeah, Dragon did it so hard he slipped out of the ring.
Oh, and every move hurts more on the outside.
Of course. And the camera feed cuts. Brilliant.
Just weird flash of a World War III for life
World
sign.
War III for life. I don't think they realised what they meant.
No.
What are you having for tea, Jack?
I'm just going to order a takeaway.
Oh, I might do the same. You know, you're going to have pizza for tea.
No, not pizza. I was genuinely trying to work out what I was going to have. I might have a Chinese.
That'll do. Let's not get into that conversation.
No,
again, Jack.
that's a bit risky.
You're going to have a Chinese takeaway.
Yes. I don't know, I might order that in a bit. So
What's your go-to Chinese takeaway order?
It depends where I'm ordering from.
Okay.
Wok Star.
Mm-hmm.
I have a special chow mein and some noodle soup.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Quite partial to Kung Pao chicken myself. That peanut sauce is very good.
He moonsaults the liter way.
He does.
Yeah.
The break your own neck way.
Yeah. I want some Chinese food now.
Well, I guess that makes that decision for you.
Yeah.
You've got something to look forward to get through this.
I'm probably going to do that thing where I just stare at Deliveroo for like 20 minutes and then probably just order a pizza.
Well, like Netflix?
Yeah. I watched the Platform 2 the other day.
I didn't finish the first one, to be honest with you. I was quite bored of it.
Really?
Didn't really grip me at all.
I really liked the first one. I thought it was really interesting.
I'll tell you what I did watch, though. I watched The Witch last night.
Okay. Good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Witch?
I haven't. Robert Eggers?
Yeah, it's his debut film. Anya Taylor-Joy. Ralph Ineson is in it.
Nice.
And the woman whose name I don't know, but she was Catelyn's sister in Game of Thrones. Miss Moondor.
Sister. Oh, Aaron.
She was in Aaron, yeah. I can't remember her name, though.
Nah.
Lisa Aaron.
Yeah, that sounds right, doesn't it?
Yeah, her.
I've seen her in something else.
She was in a film called Matriarch, which I watched recently. A very shit horror film. But I haven't seen her in anything else.
No.
There's the 4 count.
Oh, she was in Legend.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, the Tom Hardy Craze film.
I haven't seen the Cruise or Hardy one.
Yeah,
I will eventually.
I'm pretty sure she plays his girlfriend's mum in it.
So Nagata's won just kind of by lying on Ultimo Dragon, and the ref counted to 4.
Yeah, it was that weird sort of suplex, wasn't there? That just. Oh,
here we go.
Here we go.
The Blue Bloods.
This guy knows what's up, look.
He bloody loves the Blue Bloods. Can I make a confession?
Go on.
I'm pretty sure this is the first Dave Taylor match I've ever seen.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yep.
Regal waving the smoke. Oh,
this is far too much.
Bloody hell, get this. What did Dave Taylor say then? He went, where's all the what people?
I don't know. Rich?
It must be. Now
you listen here, sunshine.
Yeah. Bloody sit down. Today is my birthday, that sign says.
I'll have no tomfoolery here.
I mean, yeah, being English in America at that time, it was just like...
That was it.
Yeah.
That was all you were.
Just the perfect way to get heat.
You cannot get two more contrasting styles either between the Blue Bloods and the Steiner brothers. Unapologetically American.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say styles, I'd say gimmicks.
Yeah.
Their styles are...
Yeah, their styles are similar.
Very
I
similar.
did mean gimmicks.
Scott looks fucking massive here.
I've literally written him out. Who the hell is that long-haired man?
Which long-haired
I've
man?
never seen Scott Steiner look like that.
Have you not?
Never.
Unbelievable.
Even when he turned on Rick on that one show we've covered in the past, I think he still had short hair. He
looked
bleached, exactly like he does now, but he hadn't dyed his hair.
Yeah, you've never seen...
Nope.
Unbelievable.
That's wild. He looks like an entirely different person.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks massive.
He's always been massive, though. He's just gotten more defined as time went on.
Yeah. Yeah, when you look at him, your eyes have to adjust, don't they? Because you're like, what the fuck?
I'm also laughing at the fact that Scott Steiner's already out of breath. The match hasn't started.
See, all these like people taking the piss out of Scott, like him and Rick at this point were elite level athletes.
Yeah, but he is legitimately out of breath.
He is already out of breath. Yeah, probably because he kicked the shit out of about 10 people on the way to the ring.
He's also got like a diamond weightlifting belt on.
Yeah,
it's like bejazzled.
It's a look, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I love the white boot.
One white boot.
Yeah.
Oh, it's because they swapped, didn't they? I think Rick's got one on his right foot.
I would bet money that they're each other's.
But Scott's singlet is made of PVC as well. Like, he looks like something you see in a certain kind of dungeon. In
what dungeon
some
would that
sketchy
be?
district, like a sex dungeon, Jack.
Okay, right.
Like a really seedy club.
A really sexy
like the one
dungeon.
at the end of After Hours.
Right.
That kind of club.
Okay, all right. Look at Regal.
Just clubbing at Scott.
Could not wait to get him there.
Yeah.
They did an old Brian Danielson thing. I have till bloody 5. So good. Look,
I was 4. Well, speaking of Regal, though, not his best shape in this match, is he?
No.
He's very round.
He looks like shit. Let's be honest. He looks like shit. Such a stupid pose, look. Regal trying to have a fight with DiBiase. Bloody come here!
And Dave Taylor's got to hold him back. I'll give you fisticuffs and what more?
You want fisticuffs at dawn?
I'll beat you bloody, sunshine.
In my head, I said that like, what's her face from What We Do in the Shadows?
Oh,
You want a bloody fight? Nadja, that's it, isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah, that was it. I haven't seen much of it, to be honest. I didn't really enjoy the film, so I've been hesitant to watch this TV show.
I've never seen the film. Look at Regal pushing his muscle.
That's fun to do that, though.
It is. Not when you're opposite Scott and Rick Steiner, though. Because he'd literally just go,
Yeah.
not even flexing it, and he's massive, mate. Well, bloody hell, look at this. He's gone a bit cockney.
You gotta do it to camera. Do it to camera. Yeah.
Oh, God, is that a third Steiner brother? Oh, my God. We Kip's up.
Yeah. He's pushing himself up. It's like a half give up, but he's pushing himself up with his legs after that. So, if anything, that's more impressive.
Yeah. God, Regal's facial expressions are literally the best.
Yeah. That's why he's been invaluable wherever he's gone.
Apart from WCW.
Well, he tried to get a match out of Bill Goldberg.
It depends who you believe about that. I don't know what he's doing here with the dancing, though.
Yeah. I certainly believe what Regal said about his match with Goldberg. He said that he was just told to have a 5-minute match with Goldberg, and it didn't work.
Yeah, there's three different versions of what happened there, aren't there?
Regal, Goldberg, and Bischoff.
Yeah, and I don't. Out of all of them, I'm more inclined to believe Regal's story, but I because he was the state.
Yeah.
At this point. He'd just come back after a suspension as well.
Right.
Hadn't he? I think when that match happened and he got arrested on an aeroplane. They had to stop the aeroplane.
Oh wow.
Because he pissed on a stewardess or yeah, it was bad.
That's a low point. Yeah.
Well, in his book, he said no, I didn't. They didn't stop the plane because he urinated on a stewardess. There was another fight going on that had nothing to do with them. That's why the plane was stopped. It just so happened that while this was going on, he said he was out of his mind and absolutely drunk. Mm-hmm. He went into the toilet, but he didn't shut the door of the toilet.
Right.
The stewardess came and said, "Excuse me, what are you doing?" And he turned round.
Yeah.
And he said some piss got on her shoe. So technically, yes, he did urinate on a stewardess, but it wasn't just
the story makes it sound like it's deliberate.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Rick Steiner just catching a fully grown man out the air.
Sounds right.
Like it's nothing. Dave Taylor looks scared to be in there. He looks really hesitant.
Yeah.
When he's against them, whereas Regal's just nope, we're fucking having this.
Can we take a moment to talk about how ridiculous that little taunt that the Steiners have as well?
Which one's that?
The dog taunt. That's pretty much as best as I can describe it.
Yeah.
How did that happen? I can't imagine the conversation between those two. Little brother, you know how I'm my gimmick's like a dog. Do you think you could ride me in the ring?
Isn't it an amateur wrestling thing?
Maybe. If it is, I'm not familiar with it.
Someone starts on all fours and someone, for lack of a better word, straddles them. Mounts them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mount, I think, is the word.
Is that? I'm pretty sure it might be a nod to their amateur.
Okay.
But I don't get that taunt Regals do, where he's just coming in and
But he gives him a hashtag before he hits him.
Does he?
Yeah, he just went like that before he hit him.
Ahead of his time.
Yeah.
Always was.
This maybe he was trying to give him the V's, but blocking it with the other two fingers.
Yeah, fuck you.
So really good tag team psychology with these two. Regal holding on to Scott's leg as he tags in Dave.
Mm.
That is really adamant, isn't it?
I'm going to have to do it, aren't I? Not now, though.
We'll do that forever.
Yeah. Regal jumping off those ropes it wasn't very athletic, was it?
That's the most athletic thing he's ever done. He's not one to do that kind of thing. Very much a mat wrestler.
God, he's a scary man, isn't he?
Oh,
Rick
yeah.
Steiner.
I mean, they both are.
Jesus.
Yeah, with those two running at you, you don't have to act a whole lot, do you?
I think Rick looks scarier.
Right here, yes.
Yeah,
when you get big Papa Pump, I think Scott's scarier.
Scott's a big guy, but he's really defined, like you said earlier, where Rick's got that fighter's body that's just I might kill you.
He's a real brawler.
Yeah. Look at Regal. Look at Regal reaching.
There's the Steiner Bulldog. And that'll do it.
I mean, a good match.
Yeah.
Good match.
I think it's going to be a very long time before we cover a bad Regal match. So, fun fact though, this is the first Raven match we've ever done.
I know.
I can't believe it's taken us this long.
Yeah, I would have brought it up because when I got into wrestling properly, Raven was my favourite wrestler.
Well, he's, effortlessly cool.
Yeah,
Raven, so
I really liked Raven. He's a really interesting guy. You know, he's in Mensa.
Is he?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh, Saturn is there! He did just go and sit back
he
down.
just went and sat down. Ridiculous.
Again. This is Raven's first match in WCW as the Raven character.
Okay.
He had been in WCW prior to this as... Ooh, was it Johnny Polo? No, Scotty Flamingo. I think it was. Johnny Polo was a WWE thing.
Those are two very different gimmicks.
Yeah. Because he debuted the Raven character in ECW, if I remember rightly. He turned up, and I'm pretty sure Joey Styles says, "You're Johnny Polo," and he says, "No, I'm Raven."
Yeah, he's because he went WCW, ECW, WWE, TNA, right?
He flip-flopped around a lot. I couldn't tell you the order. There it is.
There it is. Scotty Flamingo, Johnny Polo, Raven, or what is it? Well, we know which one he stuck with.
Yeah.
So we should point out that Raven is facing Scotty Riggs because we haven't up to this point. And essentially it boils down to Raven trying to recruit Scotty Riggs to his flock. And Scotty Riggs saying no. So they did something to his eye.
It was a drop toe hold onto a chair.
Right.
They do the spot again in this match. But that was a spot that Raven did all the time, so I don't know why all of a sudden it's...
I guess to make a storyline out of it.
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do, haven't you?
Yeah, Raven was always cool. I really enjoyed his work in TNA. That's what I remember him most for. I don't ever remember him being world champion in TNA.
No.
I feel like he should have.
He held the NWA iteration of the TNA
I
title.
seem to remember him being in a couple of King of the Mountain matches, which sort of gave me hope that he might win the title, but of course he never did.
He was very much a story-driven wrestler rather than the matches.
That makes sense, since he's such a good talker.
Yeah. Yeah, his promos were always so good.
If you can engage the audience while sitting in the corner, you've got something. And then obviously he almost ruined WrestleMania 17. So
is that when he drives the buggy into the cables? Yeah. Fucking hell, imagine that. They would have had a backup.
Yeah, but I'd love to have seen it just to see what they did.
Yeah, did you know that Scotty Riggs was in the American Males?
No, I couldn't remember who was in the American Males.
Yes.
Never forget the theme song, though.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to.
Scotty Riggs and Buff Bagwell.
Was it Buff? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
I had no idea.
Has Raven got a lift on his shoe?
No, it's because it's a different colour.
The bottom of one of them is
white. Oh, actually,
white.
yeah, he does. I thought it was just a different coloured sole, but no, there's a lift. You
Yeah.
can probably hide that by not making it white, Raven. You must have one leg shorter than the other. We'll have to bear that in mind for future Raven matches we cover.
Yeah, I've never noticed that before.
No, neither have I.
So I think that this is the spot they're trying to recreate as to... I don't know, look.
Ah, the taste of his own medicine.
I don't think he's selling the eye, though. I think he's just selling the fact that he went face first into a chair.
As you would.
Yeah, which is good. Because he's done that move a lot. You never see that, do you? When the ref's counting them both down.
Yeah.
You always see them get up and break it at 9 rather than reaching over and going for the pin.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. Though,
Yeah, it makes
doesn't
perfect sense to do that.
The quickness of Scotty Riggs, and then spends about 10 minutes crawling across the ring.
That's twice in this pay-per-view
I know.
that's happened.
It's ridiculous. Stop talking.
I think it was two different people, though, that time.
Yeah.
I think the first one was Tony and that was Bobby. Oh, Scotty teasing a bulldog onto the chair.
He's not very expressive, is he, Scotty Riggs?
No. He constantly just looks a little bit bemused.
Yeah.
Like he's just caught you looking at his wife. He doesn't know why. Yeah.
When commentators acknowledge botches, it makes me laugh. Like Raven slipped trying to get out of that suplex and he went, oh boy.
That's a Tony Schiavone thing, though. Like, you don't see that in WWE. You get
mad,
he
isn't it?
he didn't get all of it. That's what you get.
Yeah, that's it. He tried to escape.
Cool. That's a better way to do it, though.
This is pretty cool as well. Raven cutting a promo while just DDTing him.
He does a really good job of coming across like an absolute maniac, doesn't he,
Yeah.
Raven?
There's something wrong with this customer.
I also don't really remember this being a thing. Like a 10 count for one person. Like a boxing match.
It's like a boxing match, isn't it? Or it's like a last man standing match, yeah.
But he's counting way too fast for it to be a last man standing match.
Well, because 10 seconds is a long time to wait, isn't it? Raven just sat there, look. Kidman in like the flock. I didn't get it when I was a kid, but looking at it now, it's very obvious what he's doing. He's constantly like scratching himself, and I just thought it was because he was like dirty. But yeah, no. It's,
we know why.
Yeah. Apparently that was a Kidman thing. No one asked him to do it. He just did it, and it got over. I mean, his even when he wasn't in the flock, his shooting star was called the 7-Year Itch, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Or the Kidman press. I don't know. Yeah.
Steve Mongo McMichael coming to the ring, brandishing a lead pipe.
So this was advertised as Mongo versus Goldberg.
Sure was. It's not Mongo versus Goldberg.
No, it's better than Mongo versus Goldberg.
Oh, is it now?
Yes.
Would you say Goldberg was wrong for the match?
I see what you did.
Yeah.
I see what you did. It's weird hearing him billed as Bill Goldberg, isn't it, rather than just Goldberg. They haven't even cleared the chair out from the previous match.
That's because they're using a different ring. They don't need to.
Well, I mean, come on.
They can be lazy.
Yeah, no, don't be lazy.
They can be lazy.
The way he holds the microphone, it's like he's a priest, like a like a preacher.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So remind me, what sport was he in before? Was he a footballer?
Yeah, it was American football, wasn't it?
And it looks like he's the one that has knocked out Bill Goldberg with the lead pipe he was holding. I just picture, because we just got a shot of Goldberg in the backstage area, just face down. So they had to just go, just lie down. Just imagine Goldberg just getting down, rather than actually doing anything.
It's going to be cold.
Yeah, that's just really funny to me.
Can I wear my street clothes?
No, you've got to be in your ring gear,
pants,
just in your pants.
So we're getting a surprise match,
and if Goldberg's wrong, it must be right.
Alex Wright,
and it's Alex Wright being dragged down by Deborah.
Yeah. Deborah is Mongo's wife, I believe in this.
Later to become Steve Austin's wife?
Yes. I always liked Alex Wright.
I think Alex Wright isn't wearing underwear under those tights.
Yeah, he was really young when he signed... do you know much about him?
No, I don't.
So he's really young when he signed to WCW. And he's German. So he was young in a foreign country, like barely speaking the language, and he always had a lot of potential, I think, but he didn't like the like the politics,
right,
and the backstage stuff. But he was really good, man. Like in the ring, he didn't do much at all after WCW folded, though. I think he sat out his contract. Like WWE didn't buy it. He didn't wrestle on American TV again.
Well, so he was there up until the buyout.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't remember if he was there as Alex Wright. He had another gimmick where he's called Berlin.
Mm-hmm. That seems more fitting.
Yeah. But no, I think he retired in 2003. After WCW, he wrestled really sporadically.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, officially retired. Opened a wrestling school. And he trained Giovanni Vinci.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I think he was a bit of a missed opportunity.
Yeah, he's got a good look to him.
I mean, he's very handsome. Let's not beat around the bush.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, good in the ring. He looked good. He could talk from what I remember as well.
See, I wouldn't have expected that.
Second generation wrestler as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Yeah, when you first look at him, he just looks like a jobber, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just a guy on there to fill the. But no, there was something to him.
I also wouldn't have thought he was European, though.
Yeah, he's charming. So you were wrong about that.
Call me Jeremy wrong.
That sign, that very aggressive sign in the background that just said "Deborah must die."
Why?
and "die" was written in red. Like, there it is. What the fuck is that?
No, it's German. It's the Deborah. The.
Nice. Well done. Well done.
The Simpsons, Germany, all comes together.
And he's wearing yellow.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm pretty sure Alex Wright had a really infamous match on WCW. Where someone tried to shoot on him, and he ended up shooting back. And I can't remember who it was against. Okay, I'm gonna look.
Could have been quite a few people.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the tackles from Mongo. There's that football background coming into play.
Well, which it was Mongo, wasn't it? Who was he again? I can't remember who he was again.
This is only the second Mongo match.
But
done.
he was trying to do the spear, but he couldn't because he couldn't put his hand on the mat because he had that injured hand.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Fucking ridiculous. Paul Roma.
Who the hell is that?
Yeah.
Oh, tombstone from Mongo. And that'll do it. Steve McMichael wins.
Paul Roma is widely regarded as one of the worst members of the Horsemen.
Oh, okay.
He was a jobber in WWE, and then when he came over to WCW, I believe they debuted him as the Horseman.
And did nothing.
Yeah, which was like, but he was known as being like a jobber, so I don't know what they thought was going to happen.
There's some ominous music for Rey Mysterio here.
Yeah, it's
very out of character for him.
He comes out smiling and jumping around as well. I wonder if he's got two masks on.
How can you tell? This is the fact that the top mask isn't done up.
Yeah. And you can see two masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably
you can see the eye hole from the second mask. There we go. Mask off. It's exactly the same, just different colours.
Look at that. Gives the mask to that obnoxious guy there.
Yeah. Just a full-grown man. It's weird seeing Ray with so few tattoos as well.
Right, this theme. Was this Chavo's theme?
It's very similar. It's also like NWO tempo. You got that sort of cool walking thing to it. So I only realised Roman stole Eddie's belt holding technique.
Slung over the shoulder. So again, like I said, I was watching this in preparation for this, and AJ was watching it with me, and when this match came on, I went, this match is going to be really good. And there was a bit of a pause, and she went, I hate him. Speaking of Eddie Guerrero. And I was like, what? She's like, I hate it. I hate the way he looks. And I was like, he's doing his job.
I'll tell you what, AJ, you're going to love Dom Mysterio.
It was just the pause. I hate him. Okay, well, you've only been aware of Eddie Guerrero for about 5 seconds, and already you're appreciating how brilliant he was.
That's fine. My mum balances that out. I told you Eddie Guerrero is her favourite wrestler.
Yeah, she stopped wrestling after he died.
She did stop wrestling after he died, that's for sure.
Is that what I just said? Oh, no. Your mum doesn't wrestle anymore.
She's hung the boots up, I'm afraid. No, she stopped watching wrestling when Eddie passed. She couldn't handle an Eddie-less world. And who could blame her?
Yeah. I like this. Eddie starts showing the ref like hip tosses. He's hip tossing me like this, look, and it should be like this. The ref's like, I don't give a shit.
You're not fighting me.
Yeah.
It's also quite funny. I showed my my girlfriend the similarity between Dom and Eddie. She knew who Eddie was immediately, and the only description she had for Dom was, "Oh, that's Mommy's boyfriend, who's not her boyfriend anymore." It all revolves around Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. It was always going to be interesting when they broke those two up, I think. If you told someone that didn't watch wrestling and said, this guy has a father that wrestled as well, and then you showed them this match, you'd be like, oh, and one of these two is his father. Like,
no question.
It's ridiculous. Like, Dom is basically just turning into Eddie.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a very deliberate homage, so I'm very happy he does look like that.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely must be. I'd like to think Dom's a bit of a student of the game. Like, kayfabe-wise, he is Eddie's son. So I like to think that he's just took that and ran with it.
It leans into the whole deadbeat dad thing, doesn't it?
Yeah. But it's the same haircut. It's the same moustache.
Mm-hmm. The only difference is that he's got raised chin. That's kind of what gives it away.
Yeah, it does. He does have the chin.
He's still,
oh
my God,
man!
That German suplex kind of overthrew him on that. Ray landed on the back of his head.
Right on his head.
Yeah, Dom's still kind of riding the wave from when he turned on Ray. Because that's when the nuclear heat started. And he's just been riding it ever since.
It was, it was Ray and Edge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because he hoofed him in the plums.
And then clotheslined his dad.
Yeah. Oh, Ray, Dom. Whoever your name is.
Dominic.
Does he get billed as Dominic Mysterio? Or is it just Dominic?
It's Mysterio. Because he's dirty Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. See, weird botch there, but their chemistry is so good.
They just play it off.
They recover instantly, and you don't even notice.
Yeah.
It is madness.
And here comes Ray. I don't know what was supposed to happen there, because Ray effectively did a 619 onto nothing, while Eddie was on the outside. So I don't think he would have caught him anyway.
It was a feint. That was a little botch there as well, I think. I don't think they know what happened.
Yeah, I think Eddie was supposed to land on the apron on his feet, and he ended up crotching himself.
Well, I think Ray was thinking, I'm going to crotch Eddie, but Eddie kicks Ray in the head. Mm-hmm. So I think they don't know what the other one's thinking. So obviously Ray's thinking, I'm going to put him here. He's just counted it, I'm going to sell it. But Eddie's gone, shit, I accidentally just kicked him in the head, but he's put me here. They kind of screwed it a little bit. Oh, yeah.
That was a good superplex.
Yeah, it looked like it wasn't going to happen, and then it turned out to be the best superplex ever.
I've never seen Eddie do that either. That sort of springboard senton he does, he did it from the top rope.
Yeah, strange, wasn't it?
Arm out and all, in Eddie style.
Is that Charles Robinson, the ref? Because he kind of looks like him.
It does look a bit like Charles Robinson, yeah. He hasn't dyed his hair yet, though.
Because sometimes it looks just like him, and other times it doesn't at all.
We'll never know, because the commentators will not tell us who that is.
No.
If it's not Nick Patrick, they don't give a shit.
That's quite a cool angle of the ring, isn't it? You can see all the 3 rings lined up.
I wouldn't say lined up.
Well, yeah,
they're very...
Yeah, where they overlap.
Yeah, they're off kilter.
God, those chops.
Eddie's not messing around.
Well, they were such good friends, weren't they? Basically just, do what you want.
Yep.
I mean, within reason, obviously. Don't just start kicking him in the nuts over and over again.
I don't think they'd have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Eddie getting frustrated for the crowd reaction because they're chanting Eddie sucks. And Eddie essentially saying, kiss my ass.
I don't know what that noise was when they do that.
That's the concrete.
The Hurricane
Because
Rana.
there's no padding there. There's just concrete there.
Yeah, it's a horrible noise, isn't it? Look at that. Catches him absolutely perfectly.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And that senton front, springboard front flip, I should say.
Girl with the sign. She's like, Ray, look at my sign.
Yeah, children like in wrestling.
Ooh,
So how do we...
that weird moonsault looked...
looks like an Asai moonsault, doesn't it?
Yeah. Kneed him right in the stomach. So I think something weird from here.
Oh.
I don't know if Eddie is selling or if he's legitimately out. Because I think from here on he seems a bit fuzzy.
It was a pretty clean powerbomb he just gave Ray, though, so I'm not so sure he's completely out of it.
I noticed a couple of stuff first time. Like, he keeps shaking his head a lot. But I don't know if he's selling the effects of the... But yeah, he seems to be a bit wobbly on his legs. So he keeps closing and opening his eyes. It's
and his hands. Really just...
So I don't know if he's out.
Could be a neck thing.
Yeah. But you can see the ref like really talking to him. So I was trying to work out like where it would have happened, like the ring post.
The front flip.
Might have got a strained knee from that weird moonsault.
Maybe.
But yeah, he seems like he's had his bell rung a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, a little botch there. I don't know if he's...
But they just get back to it.
Because you see what I mean? Like there, I don't know if he's selling or if he's... I know, that was almost the... In fact, he undershot that as well. It was like the Logan Paul thing where Logan had to run forwards. Does Mysterio always undershot moonsaults?
Maybe. Fast as lightning, though. Always has been.
Yeah. No, says Charles Robinson.
Very
mate.
close to count, but Eddie got his foot on the rope.
See, Charles Robinson's like that, and Ray's like, yeah, 4, like the other match.
And they go overly panto as always. Foot, rope.
Foot, this, on the rope. Camera angle didn't do that any favours, did he? He just couldn't see what the hell was going on. Was it sort of Eddie catches him in a flapjack?
And like snake eyes him.
Yeah.
There's the frog splash. That'll do. Eddie retains the Cruiserweight Championship. Now we have Kurt Hennig versus Ric Flair in a no disqualification match for the United States Championship.
I don't know why. I just find it really strange seeing Hennig come out to the NWA thing.
I don't remember him being in the New World Order, so...
He definitely was.
I mean, the shirt gives it away, and the theme, but I just don't remember it.
He doesn't know how to carry that chair, does he? He's trying to find the best way.
Yep.
There's another Bite Me 316. Ric Flair is too shiny,
Sweet,
did that say?
shiny.
I thought it said shiny. And then you see Hennig look at it and go,
oh.
Oi, Brett 316.
I just broke your jaw. That's a reference to him punching Vince backstage.
It's fucking madness, that is.
Love it.
How do they know this?
Dirt sheets, obviously.
Payback is hell, Hennig.
Why have they got pool balls on the back of their shirts?
Look at that fucking chewing gum spot every time. Just bah!
Yeah, why has he got a 6 pool ball?
Don't worry about it.
On his back.
Yeah, it's fine.
I thought it was like maybe they were numbered NWO members.
Who?
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair.
There you go. That's the one I was alluded to earlier. Is that Charles Robinson?
Comes out tying his robe off.
He's just been shagging. Leave him alone.
Yeah. Someone's just took a ride on Space Mountain.
Oldest ride, longest line.
Just comes out. Whoo! Flair for president.
Absolutely not.
Could you imagine? Do Nature Boy. NWO, not on your life, that sign says. Why is Hennig using a chair to get in the ring?
That's an excellent question, Jack. I wish I could answer it.
I can't remember if he uses it in the match or anything. He might have literally just bought it to step into the ring.
I can't lie to you. I don't remember a single spot in this match.
I remember one, and it's really weird, and I'll point it out when it happens.
Mm-hmm. I look forward to it.
Because it's really... See, this is a cool little thing they do.
With this 3-match setup, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, Hennig makes him come to different rings. He's all right, I'm going to take my T-shirt off and then put my singlet on.
Rather than putting my T-shirt over my singlet, which would make more sense.
Yeah, but he's perfect, so don't worry about it.
Obviously. Well, actually, he's just Hennig.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
He's just really good at smacking chewing gum.
He jumps from the chop.
Oh, into the crowd they go.
Yeah, when I first got into wrestling, I didn't like Ric Flair. I didn't get him. I didn't get it.
See, my first introduction was the Evolution days, so it made sense to me.
When you go back and watch his stuff, you realise that he could work with anybody, and it'd be a not just a serviceable match. It would be a good match.
And the man just oozes charisma.
Yeah, that's just something that you can't teach, really.
Not
isn't it?
at all. Yeah, there are very few people who could command an audience better than Ric Flair.
He's the man. As if Hennig's gonna confuse Flair with a fan. No, he's your man. Oh right, sorry.
I was going to attack you.
Yeah. You haven't got bleached hair and red pants, have you? If they ever did a Flair biopic film,
right,
who plays Ric Flair?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know why. My brain immediately goes Sebastian Stan.
Okay. My brain went Nick Cage.
He can't play a young Ric Flair.
Well, that wasn't part of the question. It was who would you get to play him? Sebastian Stan would be a good Kurt Hennig.
So, nobody really looks like Ric Flair. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And I can't picture many actors matching his intensity. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. Nick Cage.
Nick Cage could do it, yeah. You got to watch Long Legs, man.
I've not seen it.
I loved it.
He's having a bit of a resurgence, isn't he?
He's still very hot and cold, though.
He always has been.
Yeah, exactly. For every Long Legs, there's a Renfield.
Yeah. What was the Unbearable Weight of Talent?
Yeah, something like that.
The one with Pedro Pascal.
I can't imagine that's actually that bad because he's playing himself. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the spot I remember. Flair coming off the top rope.
Giving an axe handle onto the railing.
Fucking weird, isn't it? Yeah, Flair's selling that leg and he's really so good at selling. Like, even from chops and things. Who played Flair in Iron Claw? It was a sort of...
Doesn't matter is the answer, because they were terrible.
It was sort of a... I mean, it's a bit disrespectful to say, but it was sort of a nobody, wasn't it? Really?
Well, yeah, they weren't an established name.
Yeah.
Put it that way. But I did not enjoy their Flair.
It was crap, wasn't it?
They were just... They're missing the essence, like the intensity.
I liked... when they were like out of character and he goes up to them in the back.
Yeah. Just covered in blood. Just we're going out partying.
Yeah, that
cool.
I enjoyed that bit, but it was doing the Flair promo. It's just like, oh.
Yeah, that was disappointing. However, I can't remember who they got to play Harley Race, but he was really good.
I know the guy that played Bruiser Brody was Tiny in It's Always Sunny.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one that eats a shit sandwich. Yeah. Who did play Harley Race? Was it that? Was it?
Wasn't an established name, but they were good.
Hennig just palmed the ref in the face.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Count to 3. No. Boop, in the eye.
No disqualification. Can't do shit about it. Aaron Dean Eisenberg played Ric Flair. And Kevin Anton played Harley Race.
Let's have a look at this Ric Flair guy. No, he hasn't even got a Wikipedia.
There he has. He's got an IMDb.
Oh, God, it's IMDb.
The Deuce, Dead Ringers, The Iron Claw, Sharon Von Etten 17. Watch him absolutely explode over the next 5 years.
I mean, if you'd never watched wrestling, you wouldn't know how bad it was, would
no,
you?
Of course
You
not.
just think it was a professional wrestler, like someone doing a professional wrestling impression. But like, obviously, you and me going into it know that that's supposed to be Ric Flair.
I'll tell you who could match the intensity exactly, but couldn't play it because he doesn't look anything like him. MJF.
Yeah, that'd be good.
He'd match that intensity perfectly.
Oh, that punch was nowhere near him.
Why don't we get Jay Lethal to do it?
For a few reasons, I think. You think MJF doesn't look like him? I always thought Nick Cage would play a good Vince McMahon. Yeah, I don't know who you'd get if you were casting a Vince.
I think build is the problem there, because Vince is a big guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Build can be. You can get around that. There's
Plus,
ways.
I think production-wise, if we're talking about biopics, you want someone who's young and make them look older later, rather than the opposite.
Yeah. I don't know how much steam he's going to have on the ropes. He runs as if he's going to run the ropes and then stops and goes, oh.
Really takes a pause.
It's like that. What is happening here?
They're selling candy floss.
Okay.
Or cotton candy. See? Giving it to that child.
Forgets he's supposed to be selling the leg and does a strut. Mm-hmm. It's bloke in the background just flipping him off. Fuck you, Flair. You're the face, but I don't know. I hate you for some reason.
He's an NWO for life guy.
Flair?
Obviously.
Flair?
No, the audience member.
Oh, yeah. Flair, whenever he gets thrown off the top, he never lands like flat on his back. He always lands like sideways on his hip.
Mm.
And it looks weird. It just looks really strange to me. Big Show does something similar whenever he used to take like face first bumps.
Yeah.
He always turned to the side. Like with an RKO and things, it turned slightly.
Yeah.
And it was
never noticed that.
It was really weird to see. But that's a lot of human being coming down.
You want to cushion it as much as possible, don't you?
Yeah. They're not really wooing the chops at this point, are they?
It's because they're on Flair. If Flair was doing them, they'd be into it.
Even when Flair was doing them, I don't know when it became a thing. This is funny as well. Hennig goes to pin him, but Flair's face down.
So why aren't you counting?
You see the ref go, turn him over. He's like, oh shit, perfect, are you? Fucking wanker.
You got a very hairy face, Rick.
Yeah. He's grown a beard mid-match. Look at the crowd. That guy in the corn t-shirt is so bored. And this guy's just sat here with his arms in his air like, I'm having fun. They're both selling legs. Which is interesting choice, isn't it?
Wonder if they're teeing up for a certain leg move.
What did he say it like that? It's amazing how much they have left. Shut up, Mike Tenay, you smug twat.
It's also bullshit.
Yeah.
They are knackered.
See, this is where they start utilising the other rings. It's the first match to do it, isn't it? Where they move into the other ring. I wonder what would happen if it was like a regular match.
I think it would actually be more exciting.
Because this is a no DQ, so they've already said falls count anywhere. If they say, right, this is your ring, you're having the match in this ring. If they went to pin them in the other ring...
You know you got to go in the other one. As if they were outside.
Yeah. Weird to think about. I think we might be giving WCW too much credit.
We're always giving WCW too much credit. And Russo's not even here yet.
I'm trying to read what that South Park sign says. Because I've seen it a few times, but I can't make it out. It's too wordy.
It's the problem with signs. Too many words.
You've got to make it short and
nice and punchy.
Like that one that just says smug and an arrow. Oh no, it says shug, doesn't it?
I steal cable. Short and sweet.
There you go. You know exactly where you stand with that.
Yeah, there's no ambiguity. You know exactly what he's saying. Should he say it? Doesn't matter.
No, don't worry about it.
The fact is, he said it.
These guys desperately
Please too sweet me,
desperately
Kurt.
wanted too sweet. Look.
Please.
Oh, he hates his guts, he's saying. That spot went on a little bit too long, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
I think maybe Hennig was trying to say to him, no, those fucking stupid fans are still leant over the guardrail.
Throw me into him.
It's like, quick now, quick now.
Just throw me into him.
Yeah. Jesus. Nearly takes the ref out. Oh, man. Not known as a powerhouse.
No.
Flair.
Here comes a chair. I don't know if it's the chair, but it's a chair.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like padded.
Because it's the one they've actually given to the audience, I think. Ooh.
Oh, his leg's gone through it.
Atomic drop. Onto it.
Oh.
Ooh. And a kick for good measure. There goes the leg.
He's going to kick his leg out of his leg.
And again, the ref tries to stop him as well. Rick, no!
It's an ODQ match. now they're on equal footing. Brain just... Footing. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, they're talking about legs. I wonder if the belt's there for a reason.
I wonder.
Conveniently placed.
The ref helps Kurt's shoulder up as well. It's like, if you pick your fucking shoulder up, we have to count the three.
It's. I quite like the fact that he does count when he's in the figure four because it adds to the panic.
Exactly.
The chaos.
Mm-hmm. But Kurt hits Flair on the head with the belt and retains his US title.
Yeah, we don't need to see the rules.
We know the rules.
Buffer.
Hardly know her.
Nice. Well done. How many of these people do you think you could actually name? Go back.
At least half.
Go back.
Oh.
Go back. We're doing this.
Right. It's like the fucking generation game. I'm going to name as many people as I can spot.
Yeah.
So in the World War III match, we have DDP, Big Boss Man. Don't know what his WCW name was.
Ray Trailer.
That's nice. Alex Wright.
You only know that because of the trunks.
Disco Inferno, Meng, Chris Benoit, Fit Finlay, La Parker, Steven Regal, I can't remember their name. I can't lie.
Come on, man.
Dave Taylor, Ultimo Dragon, Norman Smiley.
Yeah.
Yep. The Giant. Can't miss him. I'm making myself look ridiculous. Greg Valentine.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho. Juventud Guerrera. Yeah, Stevie Ray. I was going by the outfit, to be honest. Stevie Ray, Booker T, Rick Steiner, Scott Steiner, Jim Duggan, Hugh Morris, Lex Luger, Ernest Miller.
Brad Armstrong.
Nope.
It was Brad Armstrong.
I know it was.
Yeah.
Barbarian, Eddie Guerrero, Dean Malenko. I reckon it's any of these people. Rey Mysterio.
You know
that Mongo.
You know that'd be. Yeah.
That Chavo. Yeah. Glacier. Is that it? I got 31 out of 60.
The NWO, yeah.
31 without the NWO, but there's 5 members of the NWO.
There was a few that you should have got.
Like?
No, you didn't. Barry Darso was in there, part of Demolition.
Oh, yeah.
Brad
I couldn't tell you what Demolition looked like.
Yeah.
If they were in the Demolition face paint, I'd have got it.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously.
Exactly. So I 36 out of 60.
Yeah.
Considering I didn't watch WCW, I'll take it.
You should know all of these. I think.
Of course.
Yeah.
The only one I wouldn't have known before watching this was Vincent. I'm just not familiar with him. That's 7 with him. At the back.
Who?
Dan Seven.
No.
Looks like him.
No, it's not.
It looks like Dan Seven.
It does.
Who is it?
Wait till you see a bit closer.
Was that Rick?
Yeah. So you definitely know who it is.
WCW International World Champion.
Don't, man, because
Rick Rude.
It really wound me up. Really wound me up.
To be fair, you got all 22 of the standard WCW champions.
So, was it Parts of Unknown?
Yeah.
Yeah, did a list of name every WCW champion. And Jez challenged me to it. And I was 2 off.
Yeah, and it's only because it was the 2 international champions. One of which was Rick Rude.
Rick Rude was one of them, and it pissed me off royally.
Hiroshi Hase, I think that's how you pronounce his name.
I would not have got that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't do it in order.
Nope.
Because yeah.
To be fair, they didn't. So, you know more WCW champions than Dave Meltzer. Wear that with pride.
Did he get Rick Rude?
Yes, he did.
Prick.
He was the only one that got Hiroshi Hase.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
Of course he fucking did.
Booker T, there, get the camera on my face, man.
Yeah, it's not like you're on TV.
Yeah.
So
this.
I don't know where to look.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. They've got 3 picture-in-pictures of each ring. So it's a kaleidoscope of men. That's what it is.
Flesh.
Yeah, I was going to say flesh. I thought that sounded a bit too racy, though.
We're watching men fight in pants. Come on.
Well, the Parker's not in his pants.
No.
He's covered head to toe.
He's in a full body condom.
Holds in all the juices.
Yeah, it does. I tell you what I love about this is they obviously know that being in the centre is... Your focus is drawn to there, so they try and fight as to who's in the centre. And Regal is all over. He's like, "I'm gonna bloody stay here in the centre."
Whereas the Giant is like, "I'm happy to stay in the corner.
Yeah.
They can't miss me." I have written in my little book of notes here, Jack. I'm not listing 45 eliminations.
No.
Although they've actually thrown out the rules during this match because they said when there's 5 in each ring, they will all go into one ring. And that doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't, does it?
I think that's because the NWO just say, "Fuck you, we're staying in our ring."
Yeah, they don't really do anything, do they?
No.
Ming, he says.
Ming. Ultimo Dragon trying to eliminate Meng. Good luck, mate.
Just hugging his leg. Get out! Come on!
Please!
Scott Hall's got it right.
Yeah.
I'm a big guy. I'm just going to pick people up and throw them over the top. Yeah. None of this hugging legs bollocks.
Out you go.
It was Bobby Blaze.
Oh, okay.
Of course it was.
Bobby Blaze is gone.
I have no idea.
It's good to know.
No idea who that is. That's a cool visual. It just makes you realise how many people there are out there.
It makes the middle ring look more full than the other two, though.
I think it is. I think they say...
Because NWO eliminate everyone in ring 1. Oh, yeah, they announced that Kevin Nash is supposed to be in this match, but he's not there.
Well, this is his hometown.
Ah, okay.
You've probably seen loads of signs. There's a few saying, you're a disappointment, Kevin Nash, and all this, because it's in...
I saw one that said this is NWO country,
yeah.
So that would make sense.
This is Detroit.
Is that where Kevin Nash is from? I didn't actually know.
Look at Luger with those kicks. It's fucking ridiculous.
You want to know something a little embarrassing about my weird wrestling knowledge? For the longest time, I thought Taz was from Detroit. Very famously from New York.
Yeah.
I seem to just remember him being billed from Detroit.
It's he gets billed as the Red Hook section, is it?
That explains.
The Red Hook section of Brooklyn, New York.
That explains his son's name.
Billed from.
Tyler. Yeah, Tyler. From the Tyler district of Brooklyn, New York.
That weird, bit of connecting thing.
The bubble.
Yeah,
it's a bubble.
Is it a bubble?
It looks like a bubble.
That Harlem Heat have on their... It's so weird. It's a choice, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Greg Valentine needs to wear knee pads.
Greg Valentine looks like my uncle.
I
have an uncle that looks just like him.
Yeah, he's got a very uncle-y vibe to him, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's got skinny legs, but he's got like a quite a big body. It looks like he needs something to some knee pads would thicken his legs out, because it kind of looks like two hose pipes propping up a beanbag. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Just say, Eddie, who you diving on, man?
Well, they say it's dangerous, but when he steps down into the other ring. So even if he did fall backwards, he was going to fall into the other ring, so he wouldn't have hit the floor anyway.
I wonder if that would count for the rules, though. What if you just switch rings?
I don't think they'll give a shit. I don't think anyone's paying attention at this point.
I did.
You saw that as well. Oh, Duggan. What a hero. He's like, yeah, I won one of these before. Don't worry about it. I won the first. It's fine.
And it was top rope only.
Yeah.
It was even harder to get eliminated. This is a mess.
So that guy getting thrown out there is the artist who we've seen before. Yeah, that's Prince Iaukea. So that's what he normally wrestled as. That's what I remember him as, sort of barefoot.
So, in a Royal Rumble,
I do.
There's staggered entrances.
Yeah.
So it's very rarely a clusterfuck. And if it ever becomes a clusterfuck, one big guy turns up and eliminates everybody.
Braun Strowman comes in and throws everyone out.
That's not what you get here.
Yeah, there's a lot of just standing around, isn't there? Like, Luger was literally just stood there like...
Yeah. This is like the Battle Royals you would get just on a weekly episode of TV.
Yeah.
But there's 3 of them.
Renegade. You familiar with Renegade?
Nope.
Oh, man. So, WCW did a fake Ultimate Warrior.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Renegade.
Right.
So they've obviously drastically toned that down.
Do you ever think anyone's ever done a shoot in a Battle Royal? Particularly if it's like for a title.
What do you mean? Just throwing someone out?
Yeah. Because it's easier to do it than in a regular match.
I mean, it would be impossible to know if someone has. Because they would not let that information out, would they?
No.
I mean, it must have done. Wrestlers are all insane.
That's one way to get guests.
We say they're all insane. We're just sat here watching Jim Duggan just go, oh!
That's right, dance in the middle of the ring as well.
Fucking, yeah. I stand by what I said.
Stick to your guns.
Come on, lads, get some people out.
It's not hard. I like the fact that Rey Mysterio is just hanging with the NWO and holding his own.
Yeah, why not?
He's one of the last people, I think, eliminated from that ring before it's all NWO.
Tell you what, Chris Adams down here has like realised that the camera is in that corner and he has not moved from that corner. He's facing the camera and you see him keep looking at it. Is it still on me? Is it still on me? I'm going to maximise my TV time.
Get myself over.
Familiar with Chris Adams?
No, I'm not actually.
He trained Stone Cold.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was an English wrestler. He had a bit of a drinking problem. I think he ended up getting shot by his best mate.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. I say pretty sad. He was like an alcoholic that sort of changed when he had a drink.
Okay.
And he just became a nasty person.
Yep, I know the type.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see who's left. I think in ring 1 it's NWO, Ray Trailer, Rey Mysterio, and that's about it. Oh, there is one more, but I can't see who it is.
Where in ring 1?
I think it's Benoit.
Red.
Yeah,
red trunks on. Red.
Yeah, you see the knee pads.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not because they're bold. It's definitely not.
No,
Benoit.
I think Benoit's wearing long. Benoit never wore trunks, did he?
No,
He always
not really.
wore long tights.
Yeah, it's kind of all over the place, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't
know where to look.
I've got no idea. There's still so many people in ring 2 as well. And Lex is still just stood there, look, like an NPC.
Waiting. Stood next to Meng, just, you right?
Yeah, let's be friends.
That's how I'd be if I was next to Meng. Oh, Rick Steiner's there as well. Oh, no, that's Scott. Excuse me.
Yeah, where is Rick?
I think he's gone.
Oh, he's there.
Oh, he's in a different ring.
Yeah.
Great.
They wanted a monster in every ring. Steiner in each will be fine.
Juventude's in ring 1 as well.
What is Dave Taylor doing to Alex Wright?
Giving him an ankle lock while he's on the ropes, I think.
Stretching his quads.
Giant's just stood there, just, yeah.
Like, I can't, my hand.
I'm gonna let this all unfold.
You just hear Jim Duggan every now and then. He's trying to sneak back in. Look, no, I need to get to my corner. That's where the camera is.
So you talked a couple of episodes ago during Halloween Havoc that they had the monster in every ring. Did they actually pull the trigger on that? Because I know the Yeti did not last long.
I couldn't tell you. Ron Reese that played the Yeti stuck around in WCW.
Okay.
So he was in Raven's Flock for a bit as well. As Reese, I think.
There you go. That's another member of Raven's Flock.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I think they were the Giant, Reese and Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I think were all employed around the same time. Whether it happened where they were all in the separate rings, I don't know, but we'll have to find out.
Oh, I'm sure we'll cover it again at some point.
I like the way they're like, Demon, let go! He's gone. Yeah, he's gone. Lex Luger has done nothing but stand in the corner, and he is gassed, sweating his nuts off. Look, it's probably because whenever he does those stomps, he puts
What is
everything
DDP
into
doing? Is he unwrapping his...
It's because you said Yeti.
Oh, yeah. It's like Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
we said it too many times.
What is he doing?
Is he unravelling his underwear?
He's flossing with it.
I don't know what's happening.
No, Oh, he's got that big shot of Big Show's thumb, look.
Yep. Solo wears that every day. Giant, you'll be fine.
Maybe that's like his Achilles heel. His thumb.
His thumb.
Yeah.
His Achilles thumb.
Rick Steiner here just stared right at Lex, and Lex went pretty much backed off into the other corner.
Yep.
Just went,
I
would. He's really avoiding him. Have you ever seen the Lex Luger Bruiser Brody cage match?
No.
Oh, it's so funny. Like, Brody just stopped selling.
Really?
At one point, for no reason. Like Lex is doing these punches and Brody's just staring at him. And Luger doesn't know what to do.
Hadn't Bruiser done that a couple of times?
Yeah, he did it to a few people.
Where he just wouldn't sell.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that famous Inoki match as well. That wasn't against Brody, that was against someone who looked a bit like Brody.
Oh, he was called the Great Antonio.
Yes.
I know the match. Yeah. But
there you go. Mysterio doing the original like Kofi spot, but he's holding onto the apron.
But that cage match with Lex, you see him do it, and he asks the ref what's going on, and the ref's like, and he keeps trying to work, but Brody just no sells, and Lex climbs the cage and jumps out and walks off like on TV. It's I don't think it was ever. It might have been a dark match because I know the only camera they've got is like a fixed camera, so it's not like edited.
But it's not a fan cam.
No. Yeah, I'll have to show you because it's pretty funny when you know the backstory of it.
So in Ring 3, we're left with Meng and the Giant. Shame they didn't hang on with the Andre the Giant's son storyline.
Yeah.
That could have been something.
Yeah, they dropped that really quick. I think they must have gone, right, you're Andre's son. Wasn't Andre French? Shit. We didn't think this through at all.
You could write that away. He was born in America.
Yeah.
Because Andre was, he lived in America, so... But yeah, the Giant drop kicks Meng out of the ring, and he's the last man standing in his ring. Yeah. Are you going to tell Paul White to move? I'm not going to tell Paul White to move. There you go. All 5 members of NWO survive.
Hennig is still selling that leg. Mm-hmm. So good.
Scott Hall throws the ref out.
Kind of.
That's one thing we forgot to mention as well. Despite the fact there's 20 people in each ring, the refs stay in the ring as well.
Did DDP just do a crotch chop?
He did not.
Okay.
It looked a bit like a crotch chop, but it wasn't.
It was just a crotch thrust.
Yes.
Right. That's better?
What's better, hand to crotch or crotch to hand?
That's
a no comment question if ever I've heard one.
When did Scott Steiner get eliminated?
I don't know. You could say that about any of the other competitors and the answer's still the same.
Well, to a certain extent. You're not going to go, when did Barry Darso get eliminated?
When did La Parka get eliminated?
Yeah, do you know what I mean? See, brain, so good at like reiterating the rules.
Yeah.
No, you got to throw him out. No, you don't.
Roll him out. Giants just rolled out Vincent.
Yeah, Giants just literally stood there, just in the corner of every single ring. At this
daring
point.
anybody to come near him, really.
DDP's like, I'm just
we are friends. Yeah, Rick Steiner and Booker T gone.
It's thinning out now.
We're down to about 7. Thank you, Tony, for confirming it was 7. Savage, Hall, Hennig, Luger, Giant, Buff, and DDP.
Buff talking to the camera and Giant grabs his head.
He just goes, ah! He had way more potential than he ever lived up to.
Who, Buff?
Yeah. As a shit heel, like a shit heel that you really hate.
Yeah, he was a really good heel.
Yeah, but they never leaned into that when the invasion happened.
His first match, apparently just before they went out, they said to him, right, no posing and don't look at the camera. And he was like...
That's all I do.
He said, well, that's my gimmick. Oh,
here we go. Buff's gone. Henny's gone. Luger's gone.
Clinging for their existence.
We have our final 4 of Scott Hall, Randy Savage, DDP, and the Giant.
Or do we?
I don't know. Do we?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. I was confused.
Yeah, we do. I've never noticed Savage's bald spot before.
Oh, it's always been there.
Yeah, it's only in the last few episodes I've really noticed it. I always thought, like, bald, this is going to sound really stupid, but bald people with long hair just look like psychopaths. And I think
like Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. It's that Trevor from GTA look. Like, you just look like fucking wild. And it does work for Savage, doesn't it? Because his gimmick was just, I'm insane.
There's a sign there that says Eddie G is on the juice. Jesus Christ.
Look at the balance of Savage. He's just on the top rope.
Oof. Giant's caught him, though. Giving him a little bear hug. And a diamond cutter from DDP to Savage.
Bang, says that sign.
Well, it's appropriate.
Yes.
DDP goes to roll out Savage, and the Giant wags his finger at him and says no.
He said, no, I'm going to chokeslam him, is what he's saying.
I'm going to teach him a lesson. He finally got the chokeslam. It was a very gentle chokeslam. It was a chokeslam nonetheless.
It was a choke put down, I think.
A choke, I'm just going to...
Yeah, there wasn't much drop about it, was there?
And there goes Savage.
The choke place.
So now, the only remaining member of the NWO is Scott Hall. Turns around to face DDP and the Giant. Yeah. You.
Scott, who, me? Yeah, who the fuck else do you think?
The other NWO member behind you. Scott Hall moves to the other ring.
Yeah, that'll save you.
But he has a right moment, though. Has a little dance.
Oh, there was one person missing the whole time. Oh, I wonder if it's Kevin Nash. Scott Hall still in the ring like, fucking hell, man. Like, my fucking ribs.
No, there you go. He's going to give it one of those.
He's like, yeah, fucking come on now, Terry. For fuck's sake.
Terry?
Yeah.
I thought it was Kevin.
I mean, Kevin. Come out, Kevin.
It's not Kevin Nash.
Oh.
It's Hulkus Hogus. Waste no time ripping his shirt.
Hogan's a redneck.
He's from California.
Doesn't stop him being a redneck. What a swerve, they say.
And Hogan, very pantomime gesturing. I'll take the big man.
Oh, I thought they... Oh, fucking hell, that makes sense. I thought they were referencing Kevin Nash. They're like, they thought I was Kevin Nash.
No, it's like, I'll take the big man. And as soon as Hogan turned up, the crowd started chanting, we want Sting. Hogan picking up a 500-pounder. Who'd have thought it?
Made a career of that. No, he didn't. He did. He made a moment of it.
He made a handful of moments out of that.
Oh, a double bear hug.
And it's Sting from the rafters.
Oh, look at how fabulous Sting's hair's become.
He looks taller than usual.
Oh, look at Sting's in great shape. Effortlessly stepping over the top rope like normal.
Like Sting always does. And Hogan running away from Sting. And Sting hits the Giant and eliminates him.
And then again steps over the top rope.
So
like only Sting can do.
So Scott Hall has won by default because DDP got eliminated and they never showed it.
Oh shit, they didn't, did they?
No.
This bit is comedy gold.
Sting pointing the bat at Scott Hall. Look at Nash's face. He's so happy. It's Nash under the Sting mask.
Oh, who would have thought? Oh, I thought it was Sting with fabulous hair and a foot taller. Bit of a flat ending, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, NWO on top, as always.
Yeah, a lot of matches on this pay-per-view. It was pretty boring, wasn't it, really?
Mm-hmm. I'm glad we got it out the way.
Yeah. There's Bischoff with his ill-fitting trousers and jacket. Has he even got a t-shirt on under that leather jacket?
Yes, I think he has. I hope he has.
What is that he's got in his mouth? Is that a
cigar?
That's not a cigar, is it? It looks hollow.
It's black from where it's been lit.
Where did Scott Hall get a cap from?
From Nash, probably.
Scott Hall was so cool.
Always has been. Always will be.
Effortlessly cool.
Sign there said new worst odor.
Well, yeah, they've just been in the ring for 40 minutes. Look how sweaty Scott Hall is.
And Hogan gives DDP the cutter for good measure, just to close out the show and annoy the audience even more.
Yeah, this is enough of that, really.
Yeah, I'd say so. Thank you very much for listening or watching us talk over World War III 1997. Please give us a like, a follow, a subscribe depending on where you are. Comment, let us know what you think of the episode and what other pay-per-views you'd like to cover in future. Until next time.